Hey everybody, this is Kenny C here for Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C. My guest at this time is an actress making a name for herself. Her name is Renny Grames. She is joining me right now. What's going on, Renny?
Hi, not much. How you doing?
I'm doing real good, and before we get started, Kenny and Renny does rhyme. I just thought I'd point that out.
It does. I may have heard
Yeah.
Renny G a little much growing up when I was back east when I was younger.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. So,
Yeah.
So again, thank you for joining me for this interview. Let's go ahead and begin. What got you into being an actress? How did it all start off for you?
Well, I started studying pretty intensely when I was about 18, 19 years old, and I got a BFA in acting and then went to Circle in the Square in New York City, and then studied with an LA coach pretty intensely, and then started auditioning, and that's sort of been my road so far.
So when it comes to the roles that you portray as, what type of characters do you like being the most? You more into being the love interest? You like being like the main star, co-star? Like what type of roles you like doing the most?
I'm figuring out that I'm getting cast in kind of supporting roles that are edgier, might have a little bit of more character to them. I'm definitely not your girl next door type of role. Um, but I've also done a lot of drama where I have played the lead role, um, and kind of branching out into some more comedy, some more comedic, edgier roles recently. So that's been really fun for me.
What do you consider the most difficult role you have ever had to do?
Oh my gosh. Um, I played a role in a film called Blue Door, which I actually produced and is still currently in post production, where the lead character, her name is Rose, goes through a pretty tragic accident, and playing her was pretty difficult. It was very emotionally taxing. Um, and then that might tie with a film called Friend Request that I did um, a couple years ago that's going to be released this year, where I play a detective um, going after a an internet stalker, a serial stalker, and that was also a very emotionally taxing role for me. It kind of sucked me in quite a bit, and when we were finished shooting that one, I actually had a hard time like shaking the character off for a week or two, just because she became such a part of me in a way. So
Wow, that was
yeah.
that's very deep, and I guess you have to be in that mindset of that character. It's like you can't portray it yourself. It's like I guess sometimes you have to be outside your comfort zone, and by the sound of it, you was definitely outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it's interesting how when you try to become someone else, when you're in the process of developing a character, how it's it's almost easier to be outside of your comfort zone than when I'm just being myself, and it's almost an excuse, and there's almost a safety in being playing a character, and but you're still taking those risks, but as another person almost. I mean, it's not like you become another person, but you do at least delve into a character enough that it almost doesn't feel like you're you anymore, you know? So.
Well, I'll give you credit for taking up the challenge for that role, and I'm looking forward to seeing this film, whether it's maybe at a film festival or maybe released in DVD one day. I definitely gotta. It's very appealing, and it's just something that it's definitely got my attention. I'm curious to see this film. Now that you talked about it.
Oh, thank you. I'm looking forward to its release. So thank you very much.
Who do you consider as influences in your career? Someone that aspire you to be the actress that you are today. It could be someone for Hollywood. It could be someone like an indie actor or actress. Like, who are some people you consider as your influences?
That is a great question. In the past, I have really looked up to Cate Blanchett. I think she does beautiful, beautiful work and is completely transformed when she goes from role to role. That being said, I have been very intrigued by Matthew McConaughey's career lately as well. He took a little break for a couple years and has come back, and as he puts it, he's taken on roles that just scare him, and that he's really just, kind of, as you were saying, puts him way out of his comfort zone. And I just feel like he has pushed his boundaries and has also become one of those actors who I now really respect and really look up to, and just think has taken amazing strides in his career. So
I'm definitely have become a fan of Matthew as well, especially longevity. He's been doing this for a very long time, and yet, I guess because of his character, how he takes his craft seriously and just never caused any drama whatsoever. It's just directors keep wanting him on these films, and he does very well. He's definitely well respected to me as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he's really done amazing work in the last couple of years, and I'm excited to see what else he comes up with.
So at this point of your career, what are some other goals you would like to accomplish?
Well, I have been developing my own projects lately, actually, and a couple that have been small projects and also a couple bigger projects in the works. But one of the projects that I just did last month was actually a short film that I produced with a director named Boston McConaughey from Freakin' Rad Films, and he approached me with this concept of it was actually based on a true story where his car was stolen, and the cops found it and discovered this girl had basically shaved down a bunch of keys and stolen his they were Honda keys, and she used her shaved down keys to steal his Honda, and she was basically pawning things out of cars, and once she was done, she'd kind of ditch the car and move on to the next one. But anyway, we put this little film together, and we submitted it to Showtime's film festival promoting the show Shameless, and it just won 2 awards. So I'm kind of constantly looking for opportunities, whether they're small or large, to get work out and to promote the work that I do, and and then I'm developing a feature also, a couple features actually that I'm hoping to get off the ground in the next couple of years. So.
Well, congratulations on that. I mean, that had to be a night to remember. It's just one of those moments that you'll look back for many years to come. As you probably want to pinch yourself, thinking, "Is this really real? I really won this award. Me and the cast won this award." And you look around. Yep, there's that nice shiny trophy. Yep, that's yours.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a stepping stone in the right direction. So there's been a couple smaller projects like that this year that have done really well, including an international Coca-Cola commercial that took first place internationally as well, and that was more of a reality spot, like a web spot, less of, I'm an actress in a narrative film, but the project was to portray something that you've tried that's new, like a new experience or something. And again, I worked with Boston McConaughey and with Freaking Rad Films and Andrew Hancock, and we decided to do 10 new things a day for 10 days and film it. So we did 100 new things in the span of 10 days, which was really, really fun, but also was really quite stressful at the same time, because it's one thing to try 10 new things a day, but it's another thing to set up a camera and shoot doing 10 new things a day and shoot it well and then cut it all together. And but we're really proud of that. And Coca-Cola decided they liked it, so we're excited for that to get promoted by them as well. So.
Well, all I say is 2014 is looking very good for you thus far, and for people that wants to learn more from your work, why don't you go ahead and promote your links, Facebook, Twitter, links for projects that you've been working on, and pretty much any other links people need to know.
Okay, great. Well, you can find my professional page on Facebook, which is you just search my name, Renny Grahams, RennyGrahams, as in Mary, ES, and then my website is just my name, rennygrahams.com. And if you'd like to see the Coca-Cola spot or the Shameless Film Festival spot, those are both found on freakinrad.com. Freakin with no G, actually, so it's just freakinrad.com. And I think that's pretty much where you can find me.
That's awesome. And everyone, please check out the website. You can also, if you want to book Renny for films, for projects, or interviews such as this, you can contact Troy and Craig of World Entertainment Agency. You can go to their website at worldentertainmentagency.com and give them a buzz, email them, and they will make things happen. So, shout out to Troy, shout out to Craig, very cool cats. What would your advice be to anyone out there that wants to be an actress such as yourself? What would your advice be?
Oh my goodness. Just start doing it. This was, probably 8 years ago or so for me, but I just started working for free wherever I could, whether it was behind the camera or in front of a camera. And then I put a reel together and put a website together and put a very professional presence on the web, and which communicated to people that, I was very serious about what I was doing. And I cannot tell you how much that benefited me. And, as long as you have a positive attitude and you're on set, people will want to work with you. And it's just been an amazing ride from there. If you approach every project with the attitude of how can I contribute and how can I make the best of this situation, whether or not, you're getting paid or not. I actually, I work full time as an actress now, and but at the same time, when I was filming that short film for Take, and even the Coca-Cola spot, these were projects that, I took on myself, and it was a risk spending time and spending money doing them, but we did them and we got them out there, and they've really paid off. And so that's what I would say, is just get out there and do it, and make sure you love it. Because if you don't love it, it's a hard road. So you got to make sure you're having a good time. But anyway, that's my advice.
That is exactly it right there. Have fun being an actress or actor. You're gonna do a lot of work. You gotta do the scenes over and over again. You just gotta make sure you get it right the best you can, and it's gonna be stressful at times. It could be the action scenes, it could be the love scenes, and the directors. I mean, they want to make sure that the scene is what the script's supposed to say it is. So you gotta have fun somehow. Just
absolutely
make the most of it.
You gotta love it, because it's a lot of work. So,
considering that this is Super Bowl weekend, how cool would it be if that Coca-Cola spot would, be one of the commercials?
Oh, that would be amazing. I don't think that it's going to be used on television. I think it'll be more of a web spot, and also possibly we've been told, as a preview for movies, but we're not sure yet. It's not completely details are not haven't been released yet. So anyway.
Well, Renny, I want to say thank you for joining me for this interview. I truly appreciate it. I did get a chance to see the wheel that you was talking about, and it looks amazing. Job well done. And
thank you.
And best of success. Continue success goes out to you. Thank you for your time, Renny. Do you have any final words and shout outs?
Thank you, Kenny, for your time. It was my pleasure, and I really appreciate being able to talk to you today.
Great chatting with you as well. Again, check out the website rennygrames.com, and be on the lookout for the movies she mentioned. All I can say is stay tuned. Definitely keep in touch with her on the Facebook and the Twitter. She'll post when the projects will be coming out. Thank you, everyone, for listening on this Super Bowl weekend. It's your boy, Kenny C, alongside with Renny. And I just like interviewing people, especially when their first name rhymes with mine. I'm just having
You're Kenny C and I'm Renny G. It works.
That's gangster right there.
I know, right?
That's totally gangster. Yes, we just had an odd moment, but it's all good. Thank you, everyone, for listening. This will conclude the interview.